So this is my portfolio from 2002, just before I came to work at ArenaNet. Here's my resume, and mostly it has a bunch of drawings in it. Some kind of dragon thing. Stuff from the Star Wars, Clone Wars video game, where it's a 3D modeler, but sometimes I got to draw stuff. So I got to draw like these guys. I like this weird bug thing. It's sort of designed after the straws that you tape paper onto. Kind of weird animals. Oh, sorry about the glare. Glare is pretty bad. Lots of weird monsters. I still like that guy. He kind of rolls around on a wheel. Kind of pushes himself with his tail. Stabilizes with his arms. Bug monster. Dragon guy. Kind of a Oriental dragon meets Western Eastern dragon. One of the few environments I would draw, which isn't amazing, but there's some okay stuff in there. Some dinosaurs, some pretty terrible robots, but they're okay. Let's see. Got a little feathered dinosaur up there. This was like my D&D character, my first D&D character, actually. This is what I thought the those Nazgul things from the Lord of the Rings would have looked like. It's sort of like this split-faced bird thing with a guy on top. Oh, and I decided that there weren't any unicorns in the Lord of the Rings because these guys ate them long ago, and those are the unicorn's horns growing out of their backs because they're not digestible. Kind of like you know, the beaks of squid and whales being covered in ambergris, except the unicorn horns keep growing. These are cat dudes I drew for some D&D stuff. I guess you could think of these as precursor to the Char from Guild Wars. Kind of exploring stuff. This is a friend of mine who I drew as a Resident Evil character walking through the swamp. I don't know why. It's fun. Early canceled project that would later become kind of a weird TV show, very different from the initial thing. This is a design for a racing game me and my friends were working on. These are sort of Katina doll type guys that I wanted to make a game for. This is more stuff I want to make a game for. Do a lot of this weird fox people. These are me and my buddies down in LA, and then some weird ladies I was drawing at the time. Another canceled project. Another canceled project. I didn't do these models, but I did design them. This I did. I designed and modeled this. This was a test I did for Bungie, but they didn't like it very much, so that didn't work out. But I got a job at ArenaNet. They saw that. Oh, more models from that Star Wars game. Things I can't remember if I designed that guy or if I just modeled them. I think I just modeled that one. Yeah. Man, this is dark. Really old model from some guy that you ride around in Star Wars, in Clone Wars game. Woo. Hard to see this guy. That was from, this was a 3D model I had that was part of my original portfolio before I even started working in games. It's one of the first things I made to kind of meet the poly count limits of the time. Kind of old stuff, more Star Wars creatures that I designed and modeled. I made this really terrible robot you saw from the other drawings. Oh gosh. Oh, this is a 3D model back when I was using Softimage XSI. I think it might have been before it was called XSI. This was a really, really early model. I think I just started working in games when I made it. I have this kind of weird bird guy, bird dinosaur guy. I'm not sure who he was. Boobies, because, you know, life drawing. Friends of mine I drew at a coffee shop. These are from the LA Zoo. Man, this hold up pretty well. So that's the thing about life drawings. It's like you can't lie about anything with them, and they're one of the few things that kind of hold up with time. You know, it's like if it's all right looking, it's still all right looking. It's like, yeah, there's stuff I see that's kind of like in these, but you know, they're not terrible looking. Yeah, Flamingo, he's doing all right. Standing on one leg. Got some seals, and I ended on nothing. But yeah, so it's my first solid portfolio ever.